Okay, hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jason Levine, and it is very nice to see you today on the live stream. And today we're going to be talking about, actually I'm going to be going through some session review, multi-track session review in Adobe Audition, and also wanted to talk to you about the Adobe, or the Marshmello and Adobe contest that launched today. So if you're interested in getting access to some pretty cool assets, from Marshmello himself. He's got a new track out with Halsey called Be Kind. Contest started today, runs approximately for the next month, and it's an opportunity for you to flex some of your video editing skills and enter to win and potentially win the grand prize of $10,000, as well as a year of Creative Cloud and just enormous amounts of street cred. Not to mention that they're also going to be selecting a whole bunch of the submissions to create sort of a fan-made video that Marshmello will premiere on his own YouTube channel in the coming weeks. So I thought it'd be pretty cool to showcase some of that in just a moment. As always, we're coming to you live on YouTube, Facebook, today on the Facebook Students page, Twitter Periscope, and Behance. So thank you so much for joining. And if you've got any questions here, I'll be, what's up, David Presenter? What's up, Shayna? I'll be, reading the chats as we go. And we may wind up doing a couple of overdubs. I'm not entirely sure. For you students tuning in to the Adobe Students page, don't be shy now. If you've got questions, go ahead and ask them. I'm going to click back and forth, so I may not see your commentary all the time. But hopefully we'll get to have some chat. And I think with that, why don't I go ahead and get started? So let me just go ahead and switch over my screen here real quickly. Just want to check back over on the tubes. What's up, Faux My Life? Yeah. This is only like I haven't trimmed it in about 2 weeks. It's starting to get a little. It looks pretty quarantine-y. I gotta shave it back down. I know it's not my usual style. EDMC La Poet, what's up? You need some insights. Perfect. All right. Well, I'll click back and forth to the chats. Let's get some questions. So just a little context here. So this particular session is, I think I've played pieces of this when I first recorded it a couple months ago. It's a track of mine called Open Mouth Chomper. It will be my next single, my current single. Fear the Q-Tip remix is available everywhere now. And this will be the next single, but I haven't quite decided exactly. Well, it's still, there haven't been any real overdubs done on this at present, so it's just basic tracks, drums, piano, but I did do some bass overdubs. The bass that I played back a couple months ago was recorded live when we did it, and the track itself was fine, but it was done through this like 60s guitar amp and didn't quite have the punch that I wanted, despite the fact that I was playing it with my Rickenbacker, which you can almost kind of see. In fact, here I was going to give you a quick little sneak peek of a different view. So, I've got different camera views in here, so you're used to seeing this one. All right, so I've got a camera behind me here. But I thought if I record any overdubs, and I've been moving stuff around because I'm reorganizing the studio, it's going to look a little different in about 3 weeks or so, give or take. But this is just another angle. And you can kind of see the Rickenbacker there. My longtime pride and joy. Technically my first child. I've had that bass for 31 years and absolutely love it. So, okay. Let's click back here real quickly. What's up, Stephanie Chavez? Nice to see you. Steve and Brian. All right, very cool. All right, so let's take a quick listen. And again, this was, the song's called Open Mouth Chomper. Did a couple of bass overdubs, all live takes as you can see. So just one continuous take here. Looks like I've got a couple little hot spots in some of these notes. If you don't know the Rickenbacker 4003, this is the 4003 V63. Very, very famous bass, played quite famously on songs like Penny Lane and all over Sgt. Pepper and Magical Mystery Tour, and Chris Squire of Yes very famously played a Rickenbacker, and what's up Rocktiv Gaming, Geddy Lee of Rush played a Rickenbacker. Fantastic Rick players all over. but it's in just unbelievably thumpy, and it has this very particular thump kind of a sound. This all happened to be picked. I don't normally always pick, but whether you pick or play with fingers, you can still get that thumpy attack. So this kind of will give you an idea of sort of what this sounds like. Now, what's interesting, you'll notice that I'm currently displaying time here in bars and beats, and while Audition no longer has a looping engine component to it, you still have an active metronome, and you can still set session tempo. And the reason for this is, well, number one, if you record things to a metronome, this will allow you, should you move sessions. So like this was recorded, this was one of two times in the last decade that I didn't record in my own studio. So this was done in my buddy Chip's studio, tracked there and mixed here. But he uses Ableton to do all of his tracking. So basically we just recorded, via a click in Ableton at 124 BPM. And I was able to take those tracks, bring them back into Audition, set the timeline and the tempo to 124, and everything plays wonderfully in time. So what I was showing you here was on the bass, you'll notice that you're kind of, you're sort of looking at the grid of time here with bars and beats, and you can just see how amazingly accurate and in time my performance is. Humble brag. Well, that's Berklee College of Music for you, and being a concert pianist with a teacher who used to slap my wrists with rulers if I went off time. So let that be a lesson to you, kids. I don't think they allow that anymore. That's like corporal punishment and abuse. But she was a magnificent teacher, and I still use every technique she taught me, despite the slight mental abuse. So, okay, so let's take a quick listen to this in context and see what we got. I don't have any limiting. Maybe I'll throw a little limiter on here just to make it a little bit louder for the stream. Throw some L2 on there. Nothing major. Let's do about 6. Threshold about 6 dB. All right, and hold on. I just want to check back real quick. Just want to see if anybody's asking anything over on YouTube or Facebook. All right, nothing yet. Okay. You're being very quiet on Facebook today, student friends. Okay, that's all right. That's cool. Shout it out if you want to. All right, so we're going to review this, play it back, take a look at Marshmello stuff, and then we'll come back to this again. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and play this and see what we got here. Right away, sounds really super tight. Pretty happy with that so far. I might take the piano out for just a second just to hear the bass and the drums, but we'll keep it going for right now. Yeah, not bad. I'm actually quite pleased with that overdub. I tried to lay it down super simple. The original part, and here I can let you just hear what that original bass track sounded like through this other amp. One, it was really dirty. So it's really fuzzy and really dirty. I mean, we had the gain cranked up on purpose, but it doesn't sound like the Rickenbacker at all. I mean, that's the thing, is that amp just completely transformed the sound, whereas when you go back to this, same bass, same pick. By the way, this is so usually for the Rickenbacker, you've watched me before, you know I love plugins. This one, which actually is in my rack over here that you can't see, this is the Waves DBX160A emulation, and it's sonically identical to what the 160A sounds like. So I've always enjoyed using this on the Rickenbacker because it just gives it that particular kind of thump. And this is using their kind of their signature, what they sort of called over easy style compression. So it just accentuates the thumpiness and just really makes all those notes stick out. And you can see it's threshold and compression and output gain. That's it. So the attack, release, all of that's done automatically by nature of this effect. So it's an auto detect sensor, but it just really works wonderfully on this bass. And if you hear it without, you'll hear what I'm talking about. Let's go back to this. So let's turn it off. It's good, but let's kick it in. You just really hear every thump, 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 thump. It's really, you can almost, it's almost like there's a reverse. You almost hear, you can feel the air hitting each one of those notes. And that's what makes it stick out, you know. And I didn't do anything crazy on the output gain. I'm actually just matching the input gain here, which is kind of how you set these. When you disable or enable this, output volume-wise, it should be approximately the same. And if you have the threshold set correctly for gain reduction based on your compression ratio, you have it set correctly. You can then add additional output gain because compressor limiters are ultimately amplifiers. And it gives it even more of that thumpy but very present attack, which really makes it stick out. I had someone ask in chat the other day, how can I make bass frequencies better on mobile devices? And the short answer is, well, you can't really make bass frequencies any better because, you know, playing audio out of a, I don't even know, how big is a iPhone speaker? I mean, it's millimeters, you know. You're just not going to get a lot of bass transmission out of there. You put your ear up to it, it can sound bassy, but you know, you're not going to hear it out in the world. It's just the speaker's too small, right? It's just the physical limitation of the device. Same with laptops. You know, I love seeing all these commercials we won't name names, but all the ones, 400% more bass. Yes, compared to absolutely nothing before, now you have 400% more of almost nothing. It's silly. If your speakers are that big, you're just not going to push a lot of low frequency out of those things. Just not going to happen. Maybe if you had some kind of air ventilation in the laptop, you could do better. But I've yet to see like a thin laptop that has, bass. 400% more. Yes, true. It's true. 400%, because before it was nothing, and now you have 4 times nothing, which is a little bit more of nothing and slightly something. Okay, and that's not a slam. That's just like physical limitations of the devices, right? Okay, so we'll come back to this in a second. So what I wanted to do now, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about, now I'll be doing a live stream officially on this next week. So the contest just began today with Marshmello, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about this contest here. Just checking back to the chats. What's up, for my life? The headphones, they look like MDR 7506s. They are, in fact, very good. Do you use those for your mixes, and are those what you recommend? So, So I mix with speakers whenever and all possible. This room, again, is treated, and everything is tuned to the room, so I know exactly what I'm hearing bass, when I'm hearing mids and lows, highs. I know what I'm listening for, and I know what works in this room, and I know how to mix to any kind of speaker. So I don't generally use headphones for mixing. However, when I do mix with headphones, yes, I have like 4 pairs of these 7506s. I always keep extras around. They're standard, and but the key is, let me just actually here. I'll show you real quickly. One fundamental thing that I started using, maybe it's about a year ago already. If you're going to mix in headphones, and there's quite a few manufacturers that makes these, I'm just gonna show you Waves, because they just happen to have it, and it just works awesomely. But they have this plugin called Abbey Road Studio 3, and quite specifically, what it is a way for you to not only emulate being inside of Abbey Road Studio 3, which you can see right here via the plugin, but you can choose the type of headphones that you have, and there's a bunch of standard ones in here. I also have these K702s. I like those, but I don't really mix it. They're a bit old now, so they don't quite sound as good as they once did. But you can choose your MDR 7506s right here. All right, and I've done this many times. And what you may have noticed too is that there's this head tracker, which I don't know why it's, oh, there we go. It's capturing my head now. So what this does is it follows the movement of your head. So when you're inside with the plug-in here, all right, now is this moving right now? Why is this not moving? I don't know why this isn't moving. You should see my head moving right there. But essentially what this does is it configures the sound of the studio and matches it to the sound of your headphones. So when you're listening, it's like you're listening in a flat room in that specific environment, and it's amazing. It's truly amazing. So if you're going to mix with headphones, they always have sales on this particular plugin. I can't recommend it enough. It's very, very awesome, and it really works. And it's a bit more of a surefire way to mix in headphones. It really helps. I always say if you're going to mix in headphones, you always want to have some kind of reference tracks that you know real well, and also that you know real well inside of your headphones. A lot of people make the mistake of they mix in headphones and there's no reference, and they go listen on a mobile device or in the car or somewhere else, and it's like too bassy, too boomy, too mid-rangey, too whatever. And it's because, yes, you're mixing to the sound of something, but you didn't know what it sounded like flat. So it's always good to have reference tracks. I did a stream not long ago where I showed some of my favorite reference tracks. But it's something to keep in mind if you're going to do that. And of course you can mix without them, by the way, without that plugin. You don't need it, but if there, I don't know if there's a trial. I think it's like 39 bucks. Again, it goes on sale all the time. I got it for like 29 or 39 US dollars. It's a huge benefit. All right. Anthony Villa, the compressor kicks in. Yes. All right. Sweet for my life. You're very, very welcome. Okay. So let's go to the contest here. So again, I'm going to be doing a stream next, whatever the 13th is. Is it a week from today? Today's the 6th. So yes, a week from today, I'll be doing the first official stream on Adobe Live around this contest. So it's the Marshmello Be Kind fan video contest. And this song just got released as well. And essentially, here's all the instructions here. Now you'll also notice up here, have to point this out. Not everyone will be happy, but this particular contest open to residents of US, UK, and Canada. Okay. Why is it not all regions of the world? I don't know. I can't answer that for you. That's where the contest is being offered at present. First prize, grand prize winner, $10,000 in cash. What? Inclusion in the official Marshmello Be Kind fan video. So I was mentioning that at the top of the stream. An autographed life-size Marshmallow helmet. Virtual meet and greet with Marshmello. No, virtual. We are in quarantine 2020. And a year of Creative Cloud. And there's also going to be 9 honorable mentions, basically. $400 in cash. Part of the Be Kind fan video. Autographed Marshmello poster. And a 3-month All Apps CC subscription. And you can see here, up to 25 additional creators will have their work featured in the Be Kind fan video. And what it's asking you to do is to create basically a 30-second video on your mobile device or whatever, showing how you bring kindness to those around you. So it's a really, it's a feel-good contest. It's a feel-good message. If you haven't checked out the track, you can do it. So when you go to this site here, actually, I would think there would be a shorter URL for this. If you just go to creativitytour.adobe.com, I believe it will redirect you right to this page. Okay, and you can also see there have been posts on our Premiere Facebook and the Twitter accounts and everything else. But this is where you can download all the assets. So here's the track here. Here's the actual song, and we're providing it as a WAV file. So this came from Marshmello's people. Pretty awesome. Actually gave you a WAV, not just a low bitrate MP3. Logos. So you can download the Marshmello eyes, the specific logo, the font that he typically uses. Textures and illustrations. So these are things that you can use, again, in your video. Also worth pointing out that you can use and edit this in Premiere or in Premiere Rush. So whatever you fancy, if you're getting into video and just starting, Rush is a great way to begin. You can also open your Rush projects in Premiere Pro if you so desire. We've got AE in here. You could, of course, edit the whole thing in AE if you wanted to. I don't usually edit my video in After Effects, but of course you could take advantage of all the things that After Effects does. So all the motion graphics capabilities, 3D capabilities, which actually brings me back to the assets. So they've given you a whole bunch of video and motion graphics elements. Most of these are just kind of overlays and things. You'll see there's some like film grit overlays, film scan, light leaks. Oh, excuse me. I don't know where did that yawn come from. Again, light, trickle. I mean, these are things that you could use with blend modes in Premiere. We've got a couple of MOGRTs, so motion graphics templates from Adobe stock, real simple, call out text, emerging square, flashing callouts, square brackets callouts. These are all things that you can grab via Adobe stock. You'll see similar ones also natively inside of Premiere Pro and Adobe Rush. But the coolest thing actually right here is the inclusion of the Marshmallow Helmet. So this is really awesome. And let me see, actually, do I have, I've got Cinema 4D Lite. So some of you may not be familiar, but Cinema 4D Lite actually ships inside of After Effects. So you can use After Effects in conjunction with C4D Lite. If you already have the full version, you can tie the two together. And we have something what's called a Direct3d Pipeline when working with Cinema 4D using the Cineware plugin inside of After Effects. So you could take this helmet here. And again, you can, whatever you want to do inside of C4D, again, or augment this 3D object here and then leverage it inside of After Effects. But I mean, it's really well done. They did a fantastic job. And I was joking with somebody, I don't know if you can see right there, it almost looks like you've got the reflection of that looks like the Adobe 601 Townsend building reflecting in the helmet there. So this is really, it's really very special that they've given you access to this specific asset here. And again, based on whether or not you know C4D, you don't have to use this. You may have also noticed there was an OBJ file in there, so theoretically you could open this up in Photoshop as well. But it's just one more sort of cool thing that they've done to make this a bit more special and really feel like it came from, Marshmello directly. So honestly, really, really cool. And you get access to the song too, which is great. So I highly recommend, again, going to creativitytour.adobe.com. If for some reason it doesn't find that, you can also just Google Marshmello X Adobe, and you'll find details on the contest as well. All right. So I'm just going to go back to the chats for a second here, see if we've got any questions. And if not, maybe we'll do a little bit of overdubbing. All right. F. Smittick, what's up? Cool. Students, excited? 10K? Man, if I was still a student, I'd be jumping at 10K. And it's just a great opportunity, again, to just, keep working, get your feet wet. All right, Wojty, 2011, Skusuma, Fedion Darts, how are you doing? All right, Falso Lighter, Julie Walker, BYU. All right, Matt Wiskeel, ML Craigs, nice to see you. Okay, sweet. All right, and nothing more over on YouTube either, huh? Okay, no problem. Fair enough. All right, well, let's get out of C4D. All right, and by the way, I will show during next week's stream the process of bringing in. You can also import that Cinema 4D helmet object directly into After Effects, drop it into a comp, and then using Edit Original, it will automatically open up in Cinema 4D Lite, which is awesome. And again, it'll implement using the Cineware plugin, so you have a certain level of control over display of the 3D object, again, for performance. Oh, I did not sleep well, can you tell? You'll have all this capability and functionality over on the After Effects side using the Cineware plugin. So it's a really cool workflow. Again, you don't have to use it. It's a 15 to 30 second video. So think about it right now. How would you show someone, what's an act of kindness that you could film? Obviously we're kind of all social distancing. So my initial thoughts were, well, you're not going to get pictures of people giving things to people or handing food out, but maybe, I don't know, there's lots of other ways. It doesn't have to be a physical thing. It could be something else. So very interested to see what you'll come up with. Now, one other neat little thing that I just wanted to show you here. So I grabbed the track, by the way, so I can't play it for you here because I don't want our stream to get silenced, especially on YouTube. But here's just the first couple seconds of the track. Okay. And, again, I'll click in here. Sorry. There's Halsey. Okay. This is probably going to get immediately taken. But what I wanted to show you was, again, now, obviously, this being kind of a modern track, clearly recorded, with MIDI and or looping and or, some sense of a timed timeline, right? So using my little metronome app, I deduced that this was, in fact, 94 BPM. Pretty standard for a lot of those style songs. I'm not exactly what you would call Marshmello's style. Hard to really pin down. I mean, it's pop, I guess. It's not. I guess it's EDM, sort of. I don't know. What is it? My kids really love it. I like it. I dislike a lot of pop stuff. I actually kind of really like Fly and like a lot of the collabs that Marshmello's done. Actually, really, the melodies are good. They sound good. In any case, so I was just kind of messing around because this is basically there's kind of verse and chorus. It's all the same. It's all the same song form. There's no real bridge. I mean, this is kind of a statement of how music is made today. Most songs, especially like in the hip hop world, I said hip hop intentionally, by the way, not mistakenly, not saying hip hop. There's really like, I mean, there might be a chorus, but it's not like verse, chorus, bridge, C section. People don't really format stuff so much like that anymore. So this one is very consistent, and I thought it would be kind of neat to take those first few seconds of the instrumental bit, loop it, and then do some bass overdubs. Again, thinking about how I'm not entering the contest, but if I were, I wouldn't want to redo any of his song, of course, but what I might just do to play around. That's the other cool thing about having access to all of this, is that you get assets that you can just play around with, So, don't forget that from within Audition, you can do all sorts of cool things. And like I said, we don't have a looping engine, but that doesn't mean you still can't make selections and, find a cool loopable section, So it could be something. Again, I can't play all of this because it'll get flagged. But this little section that I just highlighted here is a really nice loop. And if we go back into our multitrack view, all right, so here it is. I took that. Now, again, we don't have a looping engine, but I cut it, timed it. It was 94 beats per minute. And because it's a machine, it's not a person playing that beat, it's exactly 94 beats per minute. So once I cut it, what you can do is you can enable looping. Now, again, this is just allowing you to continuously loop the file itself by dragging it out to any duration. You don't have BPM controls in Audition anymore, sadly. So I can't say, okay, make this 90 BPM. There's no automatic way to do that in here anymore. It just means with looping enabled that I can take it and drag it out, and it will now play that continuously. So, and just to showcase here, you'll see that I set the metronome to 94. Let's mute it for a second. Play a couple seconds of this. Actually, I'll play it with the metronome on, and then I'll turn it off, right? Ready? Listen. Okay, perfect loop. So, just to kind of do and mess around and have some fun with it, get experimental, shoot your video, think of different ways that you can add super cool kindness imagery to your video. And I think people really, will be excited to see your stuff. So part of what we'll be doing on the live stream a week from today is first reviewing the submissions. So you can begin submitting today. I believe the contest ends, if we go back there for a second. It ends, yes, June 3rd. All right. So submissions must be received by 1 a.m. 1 a.m.? June 3rd. 5 p.m. Pacific time, June 3rd. Okay. Judging will happen on the 4th and the 11th, and then I guess we'll announce the winners sometime after that. All right. So, like I said, super cool opportunity. You've got nothing to lose, and you could also win, which is pretty sweet. Okay. All right. Additional comments in here. EDM technically, yeah. Obrad Murkovic, hi, how's it going? Yeah, I mean that's the thing that categorizing stuff is almost it's almost more challenging these days because there's just so many categories, but things cross over, right? It's EDM, but it's clearly, especially you got Halsey saying it's clearly pop music. I mean it's good pop music. So yes, it has that EDM vibe to it. Yeah. Don't categorize me. Okay. So I'll tell you what. I'm probably going to end it here. I was thinking about overdubbing, but I don't know if I'm in the mood. I don't know. One thing I was going to float by you all, and you tell me if this might be something you'd want on stream. I was thinking about, and some of this will have to happen once the studio redesign happens over the next couple weeks. Again, I'm just kind of moving all of the keyboard rigs and everything closer. I'll be surrounded by a lot of vintage keys and stuff because I want to do more. I've been getting a lot of requests for film scoring streams and stuff that we used to do back in the day. But playing like bass lines and like electric piano, cool, moody, EDM styled electric piano, Rhodes piano stuff against different grooves, and just seeing, you know, making them available to people. So if you think something like that might be cool to listen to and watch, what's up, Amy? I'm thinking of doing it, you know, just riffing endlessly. Thought that might be kind of a cool thing. And again, this would be just, I'll make it freely available to anybody who wants it. So could be kind of fun. If you think you might be interested in that. Maybe not. All right. I was gonna, I don't know. I'm just not like in an overdub mood. But here, I'll tell you what. Let me do this for a second. I'm gonna grab the Rickenbacker. Hold on. It's also a little challenging. Headphones and stuff. Okay, hold on. Whoa. Okay. Now to do this properly, so here I could move over to that other camera. Here it is, though. Oh, I love this bass. 30 plus years old. Still kicking. It's truly one of my favorite things ever. All right, hold on. Let's switch over to this. And I need to enable the track so I can monitor this in real time. Oh shoot, did I not plug the... Oh! The mic's not plugged back in. Oh, for heaven's sake. Shoot. Oh, darn it. I didn't, I knew something was missing. All right. Well, if no one cares, then I'll come back to this another day. It's not going anywhere. I thought everything was already mic'd up. I disconnected. Okay, no one cares. Fair enough, friends. That's all right. We'll get to it on another day. So it's in the key of E, by the way, that Marshmello song. And it starts on the 4, goes to the 1, to the 5, 6, 5, and then back to the 4. Really, really standard chord progression, and there's like no bass anymore. It's just like bass tone, and it's all whole notes. You know, you really just don't hear bass lines typically like you used to. I so wish you could hear this thumpy pick. I don't know if the thumpiness is coming through. Probably not. I don't have it very loud. All right. So what's up, Aunt Pruitt? All right. So we will revisit this another time when I'm more in the mood to overdub. So thanks for being patient, and I'll make sure to... it's okay for another day, Stephanie. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So until then, my friends, have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. And I will see you again tomorrow. Now, tomorrow, I believe I'm going to be back on the stream with my buddy Carl Soule. and we're going to do a deeper dive into productions. So this is the feature that we released in Premiere during our NAB live stream week, April 13th. So it's been a little over 3 weeks, 3+ weeks now. Productions are a great way to organize larger scale video edits, and particularly if you're doing things where you're, like my good friend Ant, who just joined, working with Twit. If you've got, a series and you want to do multiple episodes and you have a lot of reusable elements, Productions really allows you to organize things very easily, very efficiently, keeping project file sizes smaller and leaner. So like anybody who's worked on really big Premiere projects knows that when the project file gets bloated, it can take a long time to just import and open the project to begin playback. Productions eliminates a lot of that headache and just makes the organization and the collaboration a lot easier. So we're going to be covering that tomorrow. Hey, what's up? Yeah, you got it, Ant. Anytime. You should definitely check out Ant as well. Check him out on Twitter, Ant_Pruitt, Pruitt. You can check out the work that he's doing over there. Lots of great videos, lots of great tutorials, great stuff around photography and video editing and external control devices for Lightroom and Premiere. Great stuff on Ant's channel as well, so want to check that out. All right, everybody, until next time, I'm going to go and chill and play myself. I'm going to lull myself, not to sleep, but I'll lull myself into some lunch, and we'll see you back tomorrow on the stream. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Oh, wait, hold on. Michelle's asking a quick question. Got time for one more question. Okay, when you mix in 5.1, since there is no sidechain in Premiere Pro, should I duck the music when it is mixed with sound effects? Well, that's a good question. For the trailer, the music should be ducked when the sound effects plays. I mean, I guess it depends, right? It depends on... Now, we did add ambience auto ducking as part of the Essential Sound panel. So you can not only duck dialogue, but you can also duck, if you tag things as ambience, you can do that. I typically talk about, yes, ducking sound design, but it also depends what that sound design is in relation to the scene, in relation to what the music is doing. If the sound design is kind of the punctuating factor of the visual, I wouldn't duck the sound design. I might duck the sound design if there's a section that's there's more dialogue or narration, and the sound design isn't driving it, the dialogue is. So there's not one answer, I guess is what I'm saying. It's sort of content story dependent. But yeah, I mean, give it a try. And again, you can do this while we don't have side chaining there. You can do it either manually with envelopes, or you can use Essential Sound, tag the associated files as ambience, and then allow them to duck against the music or dialogue as you so desire. Okay, thank you very much, Mike Paval. Appreciate that. I will indeed get some rest. So from my studio to yours, stay safe, everybody, and we will see you next time. Thanks, everyone. All right, bye-bye.